Imagine being Lionel Messi, the greatest footballer of all time, and facing a moment so intense that every second feels like an eternity. The pressure, the stakes, the weight of an entire nation resting on your shoulders. What were the longest 10 minutes of Messi's life? Stick around, because what happened next would change football history forever. Lionel Messi has faced countless high-pressure moments in his career. From Champions League finals to El Clásicos, he has proven time and time again why he is one of the greatest players ever. But there was one moment, a span of just 10 minutes, where Messi experienced the most nerve-wracking, gut-wrenching, and career-defining period of his life. It was a moment that tested his resilience, his mental strength, and his ability to rise above the pressure. In this video, we break down those excruciating 10 minutes that felt like a lifetime for Messi. From the context leading up to it, the emotions on the field, and the ultimate outcome, this is the story of the longest 10 minutes of Lionel Messi's life. The build-up to the moment. To truly understand why these 10 minutes were so intense, we need to look at the context. The 2022 FIFA World Cup was Messi's last chance to achieve the one thing that had eluded him his entire career, a World Cup trophy. Argentina had reached the final against France, and after a roller coaster of a game, it all came down to penalties. Messi had already experienced heartbreak in previous international finals, including the 2014 World Cup and multiple Copa América finals. The weight of an entire country was on his shoulders. This was his last shot at eternal glory. Every fan watching, whether in the stadium or at home, understood the gravity of this moment. The final whistle and the moment of realization. After an intense 120 minutes of football, the score was 3-3. Messi had scored twice, and Kylian Mbappe had completed a hat trick for France. The final whistle blew, signaling that the World Cup would be decided by penalties. For Messi, this was a moment of truth. He stood in the middle of the pitch, looking around at his teammates and the sea of Argentinian fans in the stands. He knew this was it, one last opportunity to cement his legacy forever. The tension was palpable. Every breath felt heady. Players were exhausted, drenched in sweat, their bodies pushed to the absolute limit. Yet the mental battle was only just beginning. The walk to take the first penalty. Messi was chosen to take Argentina's first penalty. As he walked toward the penalty spot, the world was watching. Millions held their breath. His teammates looked on with hope while the French players prepared for battle. Messi had missed penalties before. He knew the feeling of failure. But this time, there was no room for mistakes. He placed the ball on the spot, took a deep breath, and began his run-up. With incredible composure, Messi sent Hugo Lloris the wrong way and calmly slotted the ball into the net. Argentina was up 1-0 in the shootout, but the battle was far from over. Even though Messi had done his job, he knew that his teammates still had to step up. He turned back toward them, giving nods of encouragement, knowing that the next few kicks would determine their fate. The agonizing wait and Mbappe's response. After Messi's penalty, the pressure shifted to the other players. France's first penalty taker, Kylian Mbappe, stepped up. He was ice-cold under pressure and smashed his penalty past Emiliano Martinez. It was now 1-1. Messi watched from the halfway line, heart pounding. Every second felt like an eternity. He knew Argentina needed a hero. The mind games were beginning. Martinez, Argentina's goalkeeper, was known for his psychological tactics. He danced on the line, tried to disrupt the French takers, and hoped to make a difference. Argentina's key penalties and the Martinez factor. As the shootout continued, Argentina's Paulo Dybala and Leandro Paredes both converted their penalties. France's Kingsley Coman, however, saw his shot saved by Argentina's goalkeeper Emiliano Dibu Martinez. The stadium erupted. Messi clenched his fists. The dream was coming closer, but it still wasn't over. Every player taking a penalty felt the full weight of history. One slip, one misstep, and it could be over. Martinez, meanwhile, kept up his antics, trying to psych out every French player who stepped up. The longest moment of all, Gonzalo Montiel's kick. After Aurélien Tchouaméni missed France's third penalty, Argentina had a golden opportunity. If Gonzalo Montiel scored the next penalty, Argentina would be champions of the world. Messi stood with his arms around his teammates. His heart must have been pounding. He had done everything he could, but now his fate rested in someone else's hands. Montiel placed the ball on the spot. The crowd held its breath. He stepped up, took the shot, and buried it in the net. For Messi, The next few seconds must have felt like slow motion. The ball hit the back of the net, the referee blew the whistle, and in an instant everything changed. The instant realization, Messi's World Cup dream fulfilled. For a moment there was silence in Messi's mind, and then pure euphoria. He fell to his knees, overwhelmed with emotion. His teammates ran toward him, tears streaming down their faces. Messi had done it. Argentina were World Cup champions for the first time since 1986. The weight of an entire career, the heartbreaks, the criticism, all of it melted away in that moment. The scenes that followed were unforgettable. Messi was hoisted onto the shoulders of his teammates, just like Diego Maradona in 1986. The comparison was undeniable. Messi had finally completed football. Fans cried, chanted his name, and celebrated as if their own lives had changed. The emotional aftermath: tears, family, and celebration. The emotions poured out. Messi embraced his family, his teammates, and the coaching staff. The entire country of Argentina erupted in celebration. Messi lifted the World Cup trophy, completing his legendary career. He was no longer just one of the greatest players ever. He had officially cemented his place at the top. He had silenced every critic, fulfilled every dream, and delivered the ultimate prize to his people. The moments before the trophy lift, Messi's reflection. After the wild celebrations, Messi took a moment to himself. Sitting on the field, gazing at the World Cup trophy, he reflected on his journey. From a young boy in Rosario to the biggest stage in football, every struggle, every sacrifice had led to this very moment. He remembered the heartbreaks of the past, 2014, when Argentina lost to Germany, the Copa America defeats that nearly made him quit international football. And now, all of it was worth it. His legacy was complete. The final act: Messi's iconic trophy lift. The grand moment arrived. Messi was called to the podium. He was handed the legendary bisht, a traditional Arabic robe symbolizing honor and greatness, before hoisting the World Cup trophy high above his head. The roar of the stadium was deafening. His teammates jumped in unison, fireworks exploded in the background, and Messi, with a beaming smile, embraced the golden cup he had chased his entire career. And that, my friends, was the longest 10 minutes of Lionel Messi's life. A moment that felt like an eternity, filled with pressure, nerves, and ultimately, the greatest reward a footballer could ever dream of. Messi's journey to World Cup glory is a testament to resilience, hard work, and never giving up. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more epic football stories. What do you think was Messi's most intense moment? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.